Let's talk about the Lions a little bit. Dan Campbell came out with glowing remarks about Jared Goff. He said he's a better QB now than when he was there, meaning in Los Angeles, because he can do more things. He's mentally on it. We've come light years ahead of where he was 2 years ago. And Goff said he agrees with him. He said, I felt like I was playing some of the best football of my career just last season during that 8-2 stretch. I believe it was 8-2, 8-1 for the Lions down the home stretch of the season. He ended the year 6th in passing yards, 7th in passer rating, 6th in yards per attempt. And Detroit looked, I mean, if you gave them an extra 3 weeks on the end of the last season, they're going into the playoffs and they're going to be one of the more dangerous teams in the NFC.
Not my Lions.
No, they're not my Lions either.
They
but
stink.
I love the Lions.
The more I read about them, and I have to be fair because Ziggy and I are Vikings fans, and it's very easy for us to just poo-poo Detroit because of who they've been forever and also being a division rival to some degree, even though they don't really matter to us. But at the end of the day, they're a division rival. It's like if the Browns are good, you're not.
I know exactly what.
Yeah,
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
So I got to be fair to them. And when I look up and down that roster, it's really talented, and it's probably a top 3 or 4 NFC team. No, not NFL, but NFC. You have to say they're in that top.
Oh, NFC, absolutely.
No way.
Who'd you take over?
Who would you put over?
Niners, Eagles,
Seahawks, Niners. I'll go by division. Seahawks, Niners, Cowboys, Eagles, Giants.
Giants, no.
I think the Giants are a more talented roster.
They murdered the Giants.
Washington's more talented than the Giants outside of quarterback.
I'm pretty sure they lost to the Giants.
No, Lions beat them by 20 in MetLife.
Are you sure?
Yeah. They kicked their ass.
Yeah, no, they got obliterated.
Regardless, that's fine. This is also about next year, not the previous year.
Lions are
better.
better this year.
Oh, the Vikings are better than them. The Packers are better than them.
Oh, that's not the Packers.
The Vikings are blowing things up.
So that's eight teams. And then when you have that Neanderthal, Dan Campbell is your head coach. You have no chance.
How about the Saints?
The Saints are better than them.
Okay.
So that's, they will not be. They'll have a top 8 pick.
I love the Lions.
Man,
that defense is horrific. That coach is an idiot. Ever since I saw him on Thanksgiving, he's terrible. This guy goes for it on 4th and 4 when he kick a field goal with what was it? I forget what it was. It was on when they played the Bills. Of course, I'm rooting for. This is the end of my Lions.
You're rooting for Detroit,
of course.
I had the Lions money line in that game.
Oh, of course they didn't win because that idiot coach. I forget what it was. It was like a 35, somewhere between a 35 and 45 yard field goal.
Okay, go ahead.
I believe You know what? I don't want to misspeak, so I'm going to go back and figure out what it was. It was either he kicked a field goal, he didn't kick a field goal and went for it and didn't get it when there was like 4 minutes left when he should have just kicked the field goal because they were going to get the ball back, or he had tried to attempt like a 60-yard field goal when it was like 4th and 3 and he should have went for it. It was one or the other. I'll figure it out for sure because I don't want to misspeak.
I don't understand why Dan Campbell has come into an impossible situation in Detroit and over the course of a few seasons has made them
every situation is impossible
contender.
when you take it over usually. Look at Belichick.
Yeah,
the Patriots would be the worst team ever. Dynasty.
But Detroit has been horrible forever. But he's the Steelers. The Steelers were. What are you talking about? The Steelers were great in the 90s.
Yeah, but then when he came in, how bad were they?
Tomlin?
They're pretty bad.
The Steelers?
They were pretty bad. No, I'm saying when he came in. Every time a new coach comes in, the team is usually terrible.
Yeah, no, but Detroit and Cleveland are different than other places.
Terrible. We were in the Super Bowl in 2011.
Coward just left. He retired. I don't know where he's
going. I'm pretty sure. I'm looking it up.
I don't think we're.
Yeah, I don't know where he's going.
We were like 8-8 and Tomlin came in.
It's certainly. I mean, we talk on the show all the time about how the Lions are historically bad. The ownership's inept, the GM's inept, and they never do well with anything. That's always a tough situation to come into. They had Jared Goff at quarterback, who the Rams basically spent 2 first-round picks to get rid of. They had one good player on the offensive line, the number 3 pick, one of the worst defenses, one of the worst offenses. And he's built a roster that's really talented, right? They've got lots of good skill position players. They've got one of the best offensive lines. If you look at the second half of last year, it's an above average defense.
Yeah, 7-9.
Yeah, the defense was
1 year.
The defense was just okay, I think, for most of last season, or even the back end. Like
we had won like a year before he came in.
Statistically, they ranked
like 2 years before he came in
towards the bottom of the league, Ziggy. So I think that Detroit team as a whole, though, just from what he's come in with to where they are right now, I think you have to be impressed with Dan Campbell's performance. And Jared Goff has had a
Why?
nice turnaround. Because they were a game away from making the playoffs last season.
You Vikings fans, mediocrity.
What do you mean? You watched the Jets.
If Robert Saleh went 10-6 and didn't make the playoffs, I would want his head on a spear throughout New York City.
If Robert Saleh finished last season 8-1, you would be talking about winning a Super Bowl with Zach Wilson right now.
You're talking about
mediocrity.
No,
What if you're
talking about how great
101 wins? Get him out of the dugout.
What if you were 1-8? You finished 9-8.
I don't care.
You go to Gillette, knock off Brady, and end his playoff chances.
Did the Lions do that?
You knocked off Aaron Rodgers. I'm saying, as a Jets fan,
don't you think Aaron Rodgers
I'm
is
saying in the regular season? I wouldn't care.
I think you'd be pretty excited for this coming year.
I'm already very excited for this coming year.
No, as a Lions fan.
Yeah, if you were lying. Like,
I'm telling you right now, Dan Campbell's a horrible coach.
Okay.
These participation trophies, enough of them. It's a win or a loss league. There's no moral victories. Oh, they were so good for 9 weeks.
Yeah,
Look at the other 9 weeks. They were terrible.
Oh,
But
yeah.
their win total was like 4.5 last year.
No,
Okay, great.
I agree with you on the.
My win total is Super Bowl. That's my win total.
I agree with you that when you look at the Detroit season as a whole, you say, like, yeah, obviously the first half of the season was bad. But when you look at what they turned into and how they developed over the course of the year, I believe that you can be excited for this season.
And I'll put it into Jets terms for you because you think I would change my mind. Todd Bowles, 10-6. It was the first team to win 10 games and not make the playoffs in so many years. Of course, it was the Jets.
You know who got in?
He is the worst coach ever. Goes to the Buccaneers, that takes over for Arians. Still no idea what he's doing. Guy's a terrible coach. Dan Campbell, people like him because he's loud and whatever. He'll get fired from Detroit in 3 or 4 years. He'll go to like some team that doesn't matter, like the Texans, try to revive him, and he'll still be terrible.
All right. You don't like Dan
I
Campbell.
think the Lions. I've been going back
That
and
tall
forth.
drink of water on your team, who's also an idiot, he's terrible. Tomlin's fantastic. Yeah, I'm still on the side on your guy over there, that small nerd.
That weirdo. Yeah,
I don't know if he's good or bad yet. Salah, I'm leaning towards he doesn't know what he's doing, but I'm still a little bit in the middle.
All right, Andrew.
I don't think he knows what he's doing.
So Andrew's no idea what he's talking about. That's really.
Yeah, Kevin O'Connell's great. 4th and 8. Let's draw a 4-yard pass. See you later.
That was
offensive genius.
horrendous.
Well, that wasn't the play.
That was horrendous.
Well, that wasn't the
You
play.
know what it was? You threw a slant over the middle.
No.
No,
The
it's an
play.
out route.
The play wasn't
Yeah,
designed. to
we
go
should
to
get back
Keenan.
on topic here, guys.
So
The topic should be if it's 4th and 8 in the playoffs, all your receivers should be running a route past the yard to gain.
Yeah, I mean that's just not the right. So go ahead.
I've been going back and forth on the Lions, but I'm leaning towards loving this team this upcoming year.
Oh, if they weren't in the NFC North, I would be all over them as a team to keep an eye on.
You have two very solid weapons.
I'm looking at their schedule.
And now a third about coming back halfway through the year.
Mm-hmm.
Your defense is upgraded. It's going to be better. It's going to be improved.
Can't be worse.
I can't get true.
Chiefs lost, Seahawks lost. All right, they'll be 0-2. And then we'll never have to speak about them again.
You're coming off a season where you go and you defeat your arch nemesis on the road. Now there's momentum. And you're the favorite to win the division. You know what Campbell's saying? You know what, guys? This is our year. Let's go do it. And they're going to do it. 11-6 NFC North champs, divisional round.
Okay. Oh, divisional round. Wow. Okay, Ziggy. What do you think? You're a Dan Campbell fan. You believe in this team, right?
I don't want to believe in this team.
He believes in this
But
team.
I trust in the offense. I think the defense is going to be fine. I don't think some Lions fans are talking about Goff's a top 5 QB in this team as a Super Bowl contender. I don't think it's that. But I do think you're going to see a real reversal of fortunes and maybe a playoff win this year.
Yeah, we've had multiple Lions fans comment now saying that they think Goff should be in the top 5 quarterbacks, which we all disagree with. 5 wins.
Yeah, I just went through their schedule.
Okay, so there's your prediction from Andrew, 5-12.
Wow.
I think you could have Goff as right now a top 13 quarterback in the NFL, reasonably.
Yeah, I'd say top 4 in the NFC.
And someone can make an argument for 10. Like, I think that 9-10 spot is up there. I have Dak and Kirk in there. I know everyone is different.
Ziggy has Aaron Rodgers there.
I think I got it a lot.
Look, if Dan Campbell's right and Jared Goff is really taking the next mental step forward, which he probably couldn't with Sean McVay, you could see a new Jared Goff.
And he's only 28 years old. It's not like Jared Goff is 35 and about to leave the league. If he plays
He's
really
not
well
Aaron
this
Rodgers.
season, if he plays
Jared Goff with the best offensive mind in football was bad, but Dan Campbell, he'll unlock him. Yep, that's what will happen.
He was a 2-time Pro Bowler. He wasn't bad.
Now we're caring about Pro Bowlers, what the 12-year-olds are voting for in 6th grade science class.
I think you're
better than that, Ziggy. You know it.
I think that Goff, you have to give him credit for the way he played.
Goff had his years on the Rams, though.
I give him no credit.
He fell off a cliff, and now right in Detroit, he played really
I'd rather
well.
have Pickett.
So
I would tell. I would too.
Andrew doesn't believe, and the rest of us, unfortunately, I do.
He unfortunately is the third best quarterback in that division, only out of Kirk. But
I mean, Jordan.
So you go Fields. Love,
no, I go Love Fields.
I love Fields.
Oh.
Goff.
Yeah, okay.
Goff.
Kirk.
Watch
We'll
Love.
stay.
He's
We'll
good.
stay in the NFC North.